Bro, we've never seen, or we will. This is going to be a historic hate watch. Like, there is so many vested interests, and like, just go through the big teams in the Premier League. If you're a Chelsea fan, like most Chelsea fans want Man United to win. If you're a Liverpool fan, you want Spurs to win. If you're a City fan, you want Spurs to win. If you're an Arsenal fan, you want United to win. Like, everybody's got.
Some Arsenal fans hate us more than they hate Spurs.
I know I know they're keeping it quiet though. But they also don't want.
Arsenal wants both teams to lose.
They want both teams to lose. But yeah, so I can't wait for it. It's blockbuster. Like, so much is on the line because these teams are 16th and 17th of the Premier League table. Whoever loses has had a historically terrible season.
Man.
Like, let's look at it from a Man United point of view. Granted, Amrin came in, November time? I understand that he needs time with his players, or he needs his own players or whatever, but this is unacceptable. If you don't get onto 40 points in the league and you lose the Europa League final, there's rightly going to be questions asked. You keep your job, but there's going to be questions asked. For Ange, another report came out today that he's going to keep his job regardless of what happens. No, he's going to lose his job regardless of what happens in the final. I don't see that happening. You can't underestimate the feeling of winning the final. Man United fans before the FA Cup final, it was mostly Ten Hag out. Afterwards, it was 50-50 that he could stay if he wants.
Bro, I know people that watched Ten Hag, that wanted Ten Hag out. That wanted, like, because I remember I was a Ten Hag out. I said, let's get footballing people, Ineos behind him, and we'll see. And then if it's gone, then he goes, and I'm reaping what we're getting now. But I know people, and I won't name names, I don't want to embarrass them, but I know Man United fans that wanted him out. They saw that cup final performance. They saw Ten Hag said, if they want me to leave, I'll go win trophy somewhere else. And I was like, yeah. And then after, I was like, you know what? I hear it. Yeah. And then they were like, you know what? Let's give him another summer. Because it's impossible not to feel that we win a trophy, bro. Yeah, man. And for Spurs who haven't won a trophy for 17 years, like, you cannot tell me that there's going to be Spurs. It's 2008, bro. They last won a trophy. 2008, they last won a trophy. Champions League ago was 17 years. I could have had a ute.
I have a ute.
Yeah, I know, but like, if I had a ute in 2008, which is ridiculous, but like, yeah. That nigga could drive now.
Bro, that's how long ago it is. That's how long ago it is.
Just as well I couldn't have a ute at the age of 10, but 11, but carry on.
But Spurs winning this trophy, it's everything. And I can't see a world in which Daniel Levy, if you sack Ange, you're going to have to pay him, right? I can't see a world in which Pochettino's contract with the Team USA is done at the end of the World Cup. I can't see a world in which you just don't give Ange the final year of his contract and then bring in Poch when his contract ends, if he wins a trophy. That's what I think is going to happen. I don't think Daniel Levy wants to pay another manager. He had to pay out Jose Mourinho. He had to pay out Antonio Conte. I don't think he wants to pay out Ange Postecoglou if he wins a trophy for him and qualifies for the Champions League. It's like, why would you? But in terms of my personal preference, after all of that, it might be sacrilege, but I want Spurs to win.
Boo.
I want Spurs to win. I want Spurs to win because, and again, you might view it as disrespect. Growing up, Spurs never, like, to some Chelsea fans, yeah, I get it, rival. They never took anything off my plate. Spurs never beat us. They never won trophies apart from 2008. They never won the trophy that I wanted to win. They were always just the bridesmaids and never the bride. Even in the year that they were challenging for the title in 2016, Battle of the Bridge, 2-0 down against Spurs, who are way better than us. We come back 2-2, stop them winning the title, give it to Leicester. So Spurs have never been a problem to me. Like, I get it, the fans are annoying, I get it, the historic rivalry with Chelsea, but I don't care. Whereas Man United ruined my childhood, ruined everyone's childhood. Man United, like, that should be a tagline, ruining childhoods, because they did that for so many people. That's why, like, I have no reason to hate Man United apart from the fact that they were good. And also, I'm worried that if Man United win, the players they can attract will be that of a caliber that we're trying to attract, right? Say Osimhen is deciding whether to go to Manchester United or Chelsea. We're not in Champions League yet, by the way, at the time of recording. We have not qualified for the Champions League. Some of the players that we want to get, you might be able to attract them as well. So for me personally, I want Spurs to win. But really and truly, I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care.
You're just hate watching. Whoever wins, isn't it?
Yeah. What about you? How much does this game mean to you, by the way? In terms of the history of the football club, has there been many more, not important games in terms of Champions League, you win it for the glory, but important in terms of future?
sliding doors moments and futures. This is the most important game post-Fergie I've ever seen, bro. It's crazy to say that, because
that's interesting.
This could go so wrong, or could go not even so wrong or so right. Because if we lose, not only do we not have European football next season, I don't even think we can even try and get into European football. I couldn't tell you the next time we will probably get into Europe if we don't. Because, brother, we finished 17th. even Man United will spend money and they will probably still get rid of people regardless of what happens. But we would then have to either reach the top 6, 7 to try and get back into Europe. And that's not to get back into the Champions League. There'll be no way to get into the Champions League unless we finish top 5. And I don't think, well, maybe we could, but I don't know who we're going to sign. And right now it looks very, very unlikely. So I'm not going to say that we're going to, rather we're getting into the Champions League by winning the FA Cup to get into the Europa League and then winning the Europa League to get into the Champions League. Like, it's the most backward way to get into the competition, but it has to be did for us to.
That's so crazy if you think about it.
Yeah,
Man United are going to get in the Champions League if you win by winning the FA Cup, which got you into the Europa League, and then winning the Europa League.
Which got us into the Champions. It's insane, isn't it? It's the most backwards way to ever get into the Champions League.
Oh my God.
But
after finishing 8th.
After finishing 8th
and then 16th or 17th.
16th or 17th, bro. Absolutely crazy. Like, it's a crazy institution. And I don't want this institution to be crazy anymore. And the quickest way to get out of this crazy is to back Amorim as quick as possible, get rid of players as quick as possible, and we need money. Like, even though Jim Ratcliffe lied, he said we'll be bust by the end of the year, but there's not some truth into that, because we won't be bust, but we don't have any money. There's no cash flow whatsoever. They've got no P's, so we need the Champions League. We need the matchday revenue. We need to attract players that are Champions League level. We're attracting players right now who are mid-table level. That's why niggas like Bournemouth and West Ham have better players. There's so many people at West Ham. Bear in mind, West Ham are terrible. There's so many niggas in that West Ham team that could easily start for Man United. Right?
Like who?
Paqueta, Bowen, Kudus.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah, that's probably it. But still, that will make our team better.
Yeah.
The fact that we're 3 West Ham players, when could we say 3 West Ham players back in the day, other than Mascherano and Tevez? Even still, we took Tevez after that one. And Mascherano, they managed to even be there in the first place, bro.
Third party ownership.
Do you know what I mean, bro?
What was that, bro?
Do you know?
That's the first time I heard the third party
ownership. How can 3 niggas own one guy, bro? Insane. But exactly. So it's such a big moment post Fergie, bro. And Man United, I don't need to have a performance. I remember that Stockholm. I've never rewatched that Stockholm final because it was boring. But Jose Mourinho said, get that ball to Fellaini's chest and do what you need to do to get the job done. And we scored a deflected Pogba goal. Mkhitaryan scored a random goal past Onana in the second half, and we got into the Champions League. I don't ever need to rewatch this final. I don't care if we win 4-0. I just need to lift that trophy and be like, you know what? Thanks, guys. Champions League football next.
And what are the consequences if you lose?
Football's going to be horrible for me for the next couple of years, or I end up in the Thames. Who knows, bro? Who knows? No, I'm joking. but no, really and truly, like, it will be scary, bro. It will be because I want Amorim to do well, but he will like, he's already losing the moderates with the Premier League thing. But now if he doesn't win a trophy, and it's not even the trophy, it's just the trophy just covers our eyes. Because we'll be in the Champions League next season, and we can do a Nottingham. Dare I say it? We can do a Nottingham Forest. And
that's crazy to say a Man United could do a Nottingham Forest.
I know. Hence why I didn't want to say it, but that's our reality, right? So there's that. But I just honestly think if we don't do this, we can still get back with Amorim, even if we don't win the final. But it'll just take longer, and I don't have enough time, Kwaku. I don't want to be 30 and aiming for top 4, bro. When I was watching football, top 4 wasn't a thing.
Yeah,
it was a thing when City and Tottenham were. And Pavlyuchenko got Tottenham into the Champions League, or Peter Crouch scored that goal. You know what I mean? That was the race for top 4. Now it's top 5. Now 7th can get this, and there's Conference League. And
like with how everything's set up right now, we are going to have frequently at least 5 teams from England in the Champions League, and some years 6, like we're going to have next year, because of just the coefficient, because of how competitions fall, because like the English teams that are going to be in the Europa League probably ain't going to qualify for the Champions League through the league, but they're still going to be one of the favourites of the Europa League because the Europa League's ass. So like every year it's going to be 5, maybe 6 English teams in the Champions League. And I feel like I made this point earlier on Inside Chelsea. The transfer windows, this upcoming transfer window is the most important transfer window we've seen in the Premier League for the last 10 years.
Yeah, there's 2 now, isn't there? There's like one before the Club World Cup.
Yeah, exactly. And if you look at last year, look at the traditional big teams, not one of the traditional big teams signed a player that impacted their starting 11. Liverpool didn't sign, they signed Chiesa, that was it. Didn't impact the first 11.
Where is he?
Bro, I don't know, just happy to be there. But like won a competition. Look at Man City, name one player that signed. They signed Savinho, has that really impacted their starting 11?
No, he gave us that one performance. Was it in the, it wasn't even the Community Shield. He gave us that one performance against you, man, at the start of the season, wasn't it?
And that was it.
And that was it.
Like, he not been seen since, really, in terms of impacting football. Look at Arsenal. Mikel Moreno, Calafiori, have they impacted the starting 11?
Was Mourinho even in the summer? That was January.
No, it was in summer.
Was that in the summer?
Yeah, but he's playing centre midfield from that's
You're lying. That was in the summer.
That was in summer. They signed Mikel Moreno, Raheem Sterling, and Calafiori. Look at that transfer window. Like Chelsea didn't sign anybody that impacted the starting 11. So like big teams stood still.
Yeah.
Look at this summer. Liverpool already sorted out Frimpong. Kirkheads, they're sorting out right now. Like Man City are trying to sort out Verts and so are Liverpool.
Trying to get Warinders as well.
Arsenal have already signed Zubimendi, basically. Like, teams are moving quickly, right? And Man United and Spurs can't move quickly until they know what competition they're in.
Man United are moving to Cunha already.
Yeah, trying to move
regardless.
to Cunha. But that's slow. I don't know why it's slow. So, like, I just think that this transfer window is going to be so important because maybe you are right. Maybe it doesn't take that long. Maybe it takes signing 4 or 5 players.
3, 4, 5 players can change
because the Premier League's going to be so
destiny,
open next season.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you sign 4 or 5 players, Bruno Fernandes is still Bruno Fernandes and players, then maybe you can challenge for the top 5. But if you don't qualify for the Champions League, that transfer window looks a lot different.
Yeah, it looks
and that's why this game is. I cannot wait, bro. I cannot wait.
I know you can wait. I just want to get it over and done with. Like, I don't care about the game. I just want to get it over and done with.
But that's why the neutrals, I think, should be supporting Spurs. Because Man United don't care about the trophy.
Brother, if we could give Spurs the trophy, I was saying this to Spurs fans at work. You man take the trophy, we'll take the Champions League football. Everyone say yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care about the trophy.
Yeah.
Stockholm 17, bro. Who lifted that? Who was the captain that lifted that trophy? Was Antonio Valencia? No, it was Antonio Valencia.
What? When you won it? No, Rooney.
Well, Rooney came on.
Yeah,
but Valencia was the official captain.
Yeah, but Rooney lifted the trophy.
I don't think he lifted it first. I think Valencia lifted it first.
Should we check this?
I think check the picture.
Should we check the picture? Was it 2017 or 2018?
17.
Okay.
It was 16, 17 season.
Europa. Yeah.
Rooney did come on at the end because he didn't start that final.
2017.
But Valencia started and he was the captain. I think they both lifted it together.
Ooh.
But bro, I remember from those trophy celebrations.
It was Rooney.
Was it Rooney?
Yeah, it was Rooney.
Oh, boo.
Can't remember. It was blue kit.
Yeah, it was a blue kit. But even those trophy celebrations,
Yeah.
I'll never forget when like they've lifted a trophy, they're doing this. I remember Mourinho he done this.
Yeah.
And my initial reaction was, "You shameless nigga! You done this because of 3 trophies. Bear in mind, the 3rd trophy was the Community Shield and the Carabao Cup." And my first reaction was, "You shameless nigga! We ain't won 3 trophies." But regardless of what happened, like, we don't care about the Europa League. It's just I was just relieved that, you know what, cool, because that was my 2nd year of uni. So I was just like, all right, cool. Now we have Champions League football going into my 3rd year of uni. Now we've got Pogba in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Like, this is it. This is what we came for. Job done. Season done. Even though we finished 6th.
What happened
5th.
in the Europa League? No, in the Champions League that following season. We
got knocked out by Sevilla.
In what round?
Round of 16 because Mourinho fell out with Pogba. McMuffin started over Pogba in Sevilla and we got knocked out in the round of 16.
That's crazy. Then the next year you were in Champions League again and that was Oli PSG.
Yeah.
And then you went out to who?
Barcelona in the quarters. Last time we reached the quarterfinal.
Interesting. Yeah, it's so important, man. It's important, like, because we've both had to watch our team play on Thursday night. My team in a lot worse of a competition. It's a slog, man. It's a slog. And I've been told so much in recent weeks I'm disrespecting the Europa League. I'm not. I'm just like, if you're a very big team,
you shouldn't care.
Being in the Europa League, something along the timeline's gone wrong. You've either, back in the day, you dropped into Europa League because you didn't qualify out of your Champions League group, or you didn't qualify for the Champions League for your league position. Like, something has happened that's gone wrong on the timeline.
Yeah.
Like, good teams, Real Madrid are never in the Europa League. Ever.
Yeah.
Because
even when Barcelona are in the Europa League, they were just like, what the hell?
What the hell are you doing here? Like, it almost feels, especially with the competition getting weaker, it almost feels like cheating. And I feel like if you win it, you should win it. So, or if you're in it, you should win it. So if whoever loses on Wednesday, bro, please stay off of social media because you might throw yourself in the Thames.
Oh, yeah. it might be one of them things. But looking at the game and like listen, United have not beat Spurs since Oli in 2022.
2022, yeah.
And obviously Spurs are missing a couple players. United don't do really well against Premier League teams. Spurs don't really do well against Premier League teams. They've lost more games. How do you see this game going? Do you feel like there's just going to be players that just like Bruno and Casemiro that just rise it?
Yeah. Like I want Spurs to win. Man United win. Because really and truly, name me one Spurs game changer. Name one Spurs player who's got...
Son? But even still, Son's
cooked, man.
He's cooked.
He's playing for commercial reasons. He's playing because they want to go pre-season tours in Asia. Like, if we're being honest, bro.
I swear that the Spurs not going to pre-season tours in Asia.
Bro, like, he's cooked. And we've all seen that. And it's a shame because Son, for a good 7-8 years, gave you double figures in the Premier League every single season. He's cooked. Like, do you back Solanke in the final? Not really.
Got a good record against United.
But if Kulusevski's out, Maddison's out.
Yeah,
like
big helps.
Like I'm looking at I'm looking at United and I'm like, yeah, could you imagine Casemiro scoring? Yeah, I could. Could you imagine Bruno scoring? Yeah, I could. Could you imagine Maguire scoring? Yeah, I could. Like you can see those things. I can't. Like close your eyes. What do you see with Spurs? None.
Close your eyes. Do you see Dominic Solanke?
No, bro, I see nothing. Like
I got nothing.
I got nothing, and that's genuinely like shout out to Colin Cowherd because that's incredible. But that's it. If I close my eyes, can I see it? I can't. If I close my eyes, can I see Bruno? Yeah, I can't. Like I can.
Yeah.
Like I can see.
Bruno, give me one more letter. Hey, that letter before the FA Cup final changed it.
Can you see Ahmad scoring? Like I can see Bay United players. I can see Garnachos. Like I can just see Bay United players scoring. I can't see any Spurs players scoring. Like it's just you will win it.
Yeah, you know, I tell you, we've got about niggas like Nacho. You know.
Yeah, like somebody's gonna score. Yeah. Somebody's gonna do something. Like I can, like even. Dallo, like you just got people who are just weird. Like Man United are weird, bro. And
weird niggas like Dallo can get something. You can leave it something.
But do you know
bro.
what I mean?
Yeah,
would you be shocked if Dallo
yeah.
scored? I would not be.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if Spurs won. I'd be shocked. Yeah. I want it to happen, but it ain't happening, man. We all know.
Nah, it's true. and then man have lost a couple Europa League finals. Like Ahmad came out today. He's like my last 2 Europa League finals I've lost. He lost one with Rangers. Yeah. And then he was on the bench for when we lost on penalties to Villarreal.
Oh, wow.
And then
he's been there for a while.
Brother, Ahmad's been there since 2021. He only started playing last season.
That's crazy. He's not really a kid anymore.
He's 22. We signed him when he was stupidly young. He's only 20. He's Saka's age, bro.
Yeah.
So think of all the football Saka's been playing. If Ahmad had played as many games as Saka, we'll be having Jejo conversations. I've always said this, but you just never play football, right? And then the first person to like actually make him play football was Tony Mowbray.
Yeah.
And Tony Mowbray was like, you know what? I'm going to teach this little nigga how to play football. And now Sunderland fans still love him to this day, bro.
Yeah,
he was there at the Sunderland fans are like, Ahmad, please come back. Like they saw what we're seeing now. They said this kid's crazy.
Yeah.
And now he's starting to play football, and you can tell like he's one of our best. I think he's now on 10 goals, 10 assists in all competitions. Or no, 10 and 9. He's on 10 and 9. So give me one more, Ahmad, and we build from there, bro. But the only thing I'm worried about is just that we just don't have a striker, and
it's fine.
Rasmus Højlund and whatever. Hey, but whatever, man. Bro, just get the game done, bro.
I close my eyes. Can I imagine Højlund scoring? Yeah, like it's crazy.
Can you?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, in the Europa League, in the Europa League,
he needs 2 more to be the competition's top goal scorer.
Like it's just, and for Spurs it's a shame, but I just can't imagine. I can't see how they do it.